Hey everybody, Stu here with MMS. Wanted to reach out to you today because I had a question. The question is, do you stay or do you go with GrooveFunnel? That's the question. So if you have a ClickFunnels account or you have a Kartra account, do you stay or do you go to GrooveFunnels once that entire suite and packages gets released with all the other pieces that are going to be coming with it? I know that a change is different, is possibly a heavy lift, will require a lot of readjustment in your product line and how you get that, and obviously you have to rebuild the pages in the new piece. For some people, that will be too big of a lift. Others, they'll see the value in the long run, and that really is just going to depend on who you are and where you're at personally for the business or whatever. Now, a good example would be, I'm willing to bet. Please don't quote me on this. I'm just shooting off the hip here. So if you're going to shoot me, go ahead and shoot me over that. But I'm willing to bet that some of the very early adopters with ClickFunnels have lifetime accounts, unlimited bandwidth, unlimited URLs, and just everything's unlimited. I'm willing to bet that. Not that they would or would never say anything about that, but the fact of the matter is I'm willing to bet that that's probably the case. But that was only for the early adopters. Anybody after that, then they got their other piece. And we've seen what ClickFunnels has grown into. And there's a lot of people who are deeply ingrained with it. Gotcha. And not going to move. I'll pay my $100 to $300 a month charge on that, plus whatever other connections that I had to have with all these other things, Vimeo, webinar, whatever, to be able to make my business work. Got it. I support you. I'm 100% behind you and believe in you. And that is a business decision for you. Now, for me, my business decision came whenever they were offering GroovePages, which is the funnel builder itself, which is really what ClickFunnels is based on. And then they have the other added pieces that come in with that later. But no, anyway, and they offered it for $4.97 for lifetime. Unlimited funnels, unlimited pages, unlimited bandwidth. That was a lot just for that. So I was like, okay. Oh, unlimited URLs too. So is there growth potential there? Absolutely. There was complete growth potential with that. But then they went a step further. And then the upsell, one-time offer, if you will, was if you're willing to take on 2 additional payments of $4.97 over the next 60 days, so 30 days, $4.97, 30 days again, $4.97, we will give you everything that we're going to bring to market ever, and you'll never pay a dime, penny, anything, ever. That's it. Everything. Everything that we ever think of, dream of, or want to build or upgrades, anything, you're covered. The business is covered. Now, I must have a disclaimer at this point. That is for you, for your businesses. I think family would qualify under that. Not as an agency to where you get to use all of that and build all these other businesses for all these other people. I don't believe that that's going to be the case. They are going to offer an agency feature at some point, and then at that point, then you could obviously get into that piece that you sell them an account with ClickFunnels. GrooveFunnels. Yes, GrooveFunnels. You sell them an account like that, and then so they'll pay for that account, and then you'll have access to that, and then you'll be able to do whatever you need to it. And are they going to do the share thing between the pages and everything like ClickFunnels and cartridges? Yes, you'll have all that. So you could actually build a whole funnel out and then be able to upload that into their account. That makes perfect sense. But that's down the road. That is really down the road. So, I mean, I really wanted to preface this because I think that it's really important, because from a business decision standpoint, for me, it became a no-brainer because I was with ClickFunnels for about a year. Great product. Got nothing bad to say about it. Some of the integrations kind of drove me nuts, which drove me over to Kartra, which I'll give full disclosure on that. There were some pieces about Kartra that That drove me crazy. But for me to tear down whatever I had in Kartra to bring over to GroovePages was not that difficult. So I decided to go ahead and do that. And full disclosure here at the end, I am going to talk about some different options and pages and prices. So that they offer. Why? Because I think it is my duty as a marketer, a person of this community, and of other communities to let everybody know that right now this is a very limited short window that they are offering all of these products for roughly about $1,500, and they've got 3 different payment plans. And I'll go ahead and just tell you that right now. It's the $497 for 3 payments, $288 for 6 payments, or $188 for 12 payments. And again, I will recap that again later on. Or if you just need a shopping cart for your digital product, that's free right now. Free. And that's normally a $99 a month item if it was to be priced on its own. And later on, once everything gets released out of beta, which it's in beta right now, that is going to be the case, and it'll come down to that. And again, some of that pricing structure piece, they've covered some of it, and I'm sure that I've seen it shift a few times, so I'm sure it's going to shift a few more times before it's all said and done, which is fine. Because they're looking up for us as a marketing community to give to us and try to give us the most value out of anybody else in the space, so that way we will come and be part of their community. That's the bottom line piece. So anyway, the GrooveFunnels is going to be the umbrella name for all of the other products within that. And so with that, I'm going to stop at this point and flip into the screen so that way we can take a look at the breakdown and some of the release dates on some of those things that are going to be coming out. And I'm really excited for this, for you to see all of this. So let me get into my account now and we'll see what we got. All right, folks, and here we are. This is what we're looking at inside of GrooveFunnels. So when you first pull it up and sign in, you go get started, or you first sign in, and whether or not you want to upgrade and you want to learn about the affiliate program is what we're looking at. That. So in this case here, if you take the upgrade path, then this will take you over to this particular video and sales page. It goes all the way down and it covers a lot of pieces, and it does cover the pricing in depth there, plus a handful of other things that are little trinkets that are in there that I'll let you find that out on your own. And then obviously the partner program is with the affiliate program, and in this case here, talking about how all of that works, and then you get that and you got to log in to that once you're into that part. But the main part about this I wanted to talk about was actually GrooveFunnels itself, because GroovePages, they have the Lite and the Pro version, and in this particular case here, a couple of test sites that I'm working on there. And you can go back over here. These little buttons down on the bottom left brings this back open, so that's where that always hides, so that you know where that's at. So you got your Pro or Lite, so that would, both of them function the same, except for the functionality that you get with Pro. There's a whole bunch more pieces about that. And then groovesell, as it's been talked about before, is the you have an affiliate system, so you can actually track all your affiliates for any digital product that you're selling, or any digital product that you've got, and then the pay system and everything that is built into that. You have all of that in there. And then once we go to Groove Mail, that's going to be releasing here. July 1st is the target date. They got the end of June, but July 1st was the target date. And recently here on this particular button here, I noticed that they moved it back to mid-July, which I think that coming out of beta, even though they haven't specifically said anything anywhere, I believe is actually going to be whenever this releases, and then that's so I think it got pushed back a couple of weeks there. Now, Groove Members, you have your own membership site, and that's going to release at the same time also. So now you'll have a peek at that, and obviously there's a video in there where you can take a peek at that and see what all's in that entailed with that. And then Groove Video. Now this is the one piece that I find very interesting about that, because turn any video that you create into a powerful marketing tool, view automations, lead capture, social sharing, to unlock content. There's a little bit, and obviously that's just a little, like a sneak peek, 90-second walkthrough, and just to be able to see the product itself. I don't think that that's going to be like a video editor, from what I understand. Um, Again, that's from what I understand. So you still have to have some kind of video editor, whether you're doing that like this call here as I'm doing. Part of it was in QuickTime, part of it's in Zoom. The QuickTime one I don't have to re-render into a format that I can use in iMovie, and I'm trying to simplify all of that. And so I've got a video out on that, looking for some feedback from some folks. So if you want to go take a look at that and give me some feedback on that, I'd really appreciate that. But future pieces here, Groove Blog's going to be coming in. So that's going to be, they're calling the fall of the year for that with the Groove webinars. That's going to be in the fall also. I believe the Groove Desk, which is the help desk, is going to be there also. And one of the best parts here is being able to set up your calendars for meetings and stuff, so that way you have complete control over that, and you can get people to opt into a 30-minute hour call, however you structure your time, to see if they're a good fit for your piece. And then the survey piece, to ask for some surveys and stuff, and that'll be quizzes and surveys, and that's going to be later on after that, and that's going to be in yeah. So calendar's the last thing that we have that's going to be in 2020. Then after that, everything else is going to release out in 2021. That's probably going to be Funnelytics too, for that matter. If it's not, then great, but we'll take that a step at a time. You got the e-commerce piece here. So that's GrooveCart, which is a standalone product, but you do get a deal for that for any physical products that you want to sell. Or if you just want to stay with Shopify, then GroovePages will integrate with that. Now, the marketplace is really good, because in this particular case here, with Marketplace, you actually get to put a product out there and have affiliates do that. So that's where that piece is. And then affiliate marketplace, if I'm looking for something, then I can go in there and do that. And then anybody who wants to create apps for this, and you got that. And he uses a few examples on that, so that way they're not creating everything, but in fact it's going to be open source, I guess, if you will, kind of like Apple, to where they have their applications page, and then people use some of those apps. I mean, I've got more apps on my phone than I care to admit, but I digress. And so some of the other stuff that they've got there, and then the events and workshops, this is something that's really big, creates that unity and everything. And then they'll have their tutorials, and then training that they'll build into that with the academy. So that kind of gives us a overall view of what's inside GrooveFunnels, and just the sheer impact that this is going to have on the industry as a whole is going to be amazing, because of the simple fact that all of the things that they're packaging as one in one price, a lot of other companies, or you have to piecemeal, so that way you're paying many pieces, different people, and then you have to worry about the integration, whether that works or not, and then having to troubleshoot it and everything. This is going to simplify a lot of that, and that's one thing we all look for: simplification, easier use, and then lastly, cost. Trying to keep our costs down, working on that. So that's what I've got on this. So I'll go ahead and stop with the presentation part here, and then we'll flip back over and start talking a little bit more about the closeout here. And so there you have it, folks. That's everything that's inside GrooveFunnels, offered by Groove Digital with all their other pieces. Now, again, a couple of things that I just want to recap is on the email. On Groove Mail, you are allowed, for the zero price point, 25,000 emails, and you can mail them once a day, every day, 365, no charge. If you go above the 25,000, obviously you're doing pretty good, business-wise. And then they'll charge a little bit for that. What the exact number is, they haven't said, but they said that they guaranteed that it will be the lowest price out of anybody out there, like SendGrid, because they did mention them specifically. So they might be using their pricing structure to look at how they're going to minimize the cost to us to be able to have that and get that part out. So really, with everything that you get, you pay the one and done is what I call it. So as long as you're a beta backer, because once they come out of beta, then it's going to be choked, for lack of a better term, on your bandwidth, because they're only going to allow you so much bandwidth, so many other pieces and everything with the breakdown, the way all of that works. And click the impact link below, and that'll take you straight over to Mike's presentation that he has about this, and where you can actually look a little bit more in depth and see how he breaks all those pieces apart. And he'll cover the numbers just like I did before: 3 payments of $497, 6 payments of $288, or 12 payments of $188. Really, and that just comes down to you. Are you willing to take the hit now, even though, watch this, because here's what I did. I took the hit initially, paid the money while I still kept my kartra account open, working in the kartra account. And then when I got to the point to be able to close that account down, I closed that down and moved everything over. Now I'm in a transition period here because I decided that I needed to go ahead and have an email service. And so I went ahead and got Aweber, and using that until we get to the point to where GrooveMail is released, and then at that point I'll transition everything over to that, because I thought that was the best and smartest move for me. One, because I'm getting more work and integration within my mind of how everything operates within the GrooveFunnels for me to be able to, or GroovePages specifically in this case, and how that's operating, so that way I've just become that much more proficient and much quicker, instead of having to spend a little time here and a lot of time in kartra and going back and forth between the two. I just wanted to simplify my life, bottom line. Anyway, so that's kind of where that is. And the other thing I wanted to touch on, is that Funnelytics it's out there. I think it's really in the Facebook group, but Funnelytics is going to be integrated with the system, and I think that there's going to be 2-tier piece on that, if I understood that correctly. The free piece where you can actually draw them out and everything, but if you wanted some of the other funnels, like if you go over Funnelytics and they have their library of stuff in there, that you can get some of these more advanced funnels and everything and be able to build something out on that. So that's up to you, and they'll have that, and that'll be one of the things that'll be coming out in time. So we'll just have to see how that part plays out, and we'll go from there. So as always, if you like this content, awesome, glad to have you aboard. We want you to be part of the family. I'm going to ask you to subscribe, click the bell notification if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, we want to welcome you and thank you for visiting and seeing what we offer as a community, and then as a business model for trying to help entrepreneurs really come up with different strategies, for saving money, but being able to impact the world at the level that they're trying to impact the world. Because impacting one-to-one like this, that's awesome, and that has its place. But one-to-many has another place, and a lot of businesses are at that stage in their timeline to be able to move to that level. So I hope that you're one of those, and or if you're one like me, just one-to-one like this, great. And again, we will build this community, and it will become more, and your involvement in this. And so with that, have a fantastic day, and we're out.